Hey everybody, Joe the Lawyer here, and I figured I'd weigh in on the latest stuff that's going on. As you can see there, if you haven't heard yet and you're playing D&D, I don't know where the heck you've been, but the new edition of D&D is out. It's called 1D&D. Oh, I know what you're saying. It's not a new edition. They even said so. Bullshit. All right, so this is what I'm going to do this video. If you've ever seen my channel, you know I do play the 5th edition. I've played it for like 4 or 5 years now. I'm wrapping up a campaign in it. I house ruled the holy crap out of it. And I've changed it enough that it's made it my own, and I'm not going to play it anymore. Not casting judgment. It is what it is. I like older editions. I've been playing since 1984, going back to a 2nd edition game, preparing for that. But I played 5th edition enough. I understand what it is, how it works, but I'm not even going to talk about that. What I'm here to talk about today is what you guys are in for, all right? By you guys, I mean the new generation, the people who came in with 5th edition, all right? Because 5th edition is big. It brought in a ton of people. We haven't seen that sort of thing since, Jesus, the 80s and the satanic panic. That's what we called it. All the church ladies were like, oh my God, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, it means you're talking to Satan every night with dice and demons and everything else, and you're going to burn in hell and you're going to be possessed. So, it was like book burnings. We don't have that anymore, thank God. But we have a whole new way. Of course, what happened back then, increased the number of players because everybody wanted to be cool and deviant, right? But because of the world of the disease that we're all dealing with lately, and everybody was locked in, people are playing online and getting the books out and playing with their family and this and that, and so there's a whole new generation. You guys are who I'm talking to, all right? I've been around for edition wars. Believe me, the first edition war I saw was a shift from 1st to 2nd. 2nd to 3rd, 3rd to 3.5, 3.5 to 3.75, where I call it Pathfinder. And then we had 4th edition, which shall not be named. And then we got 5th, and now we got 6th, I guess, right? 5.5 at best, but I think it's more like 6th. I'm not going to get into what the content of it is, all right? What I'm going to tell you guys is what you're in for, all right? First thing you got to know, every edition is a life cycle. It's a natural life cycle, okay? Basically, what it comes down to is you'll start to see it when the books that they start putting out start to get sucky. All right. And I don't think there's any doubt that the latest couple of books suck that Wizards of the Coast has put out. They're getting less and less sales, and it's time for a reboot. The reboot rejuvenates the fan base, right? The first thing they're going to tell you, like they always do, they told us this with 3.5. They told us this for 2nd edition when they created that. Oh, it's all backwards compatible. You won't need to buy the books. Okay. Number one. It's backwards compatible in the sense that if you've had the older editions, you got to understand 95% of the game. Nothing really has changed that much, right? So in that case, if that's what they consider backwards compatible, yeah. What the real test of it is can you use the same old, we used to call them modules. You guys call them adventures, adventure paths, whatever you want to call them, right? Can you use the same ones? Yeah, you probably can. Right, but I mean, with enough experience, I could run a 1st edition module in the 5th edition game. I could run it I could just change things on the fly. I don't play with game balance in mind. However, those of you who do, I know a lot of the new guys do. Game balance is all important, right? You're not going to have it because let's face it. I mean, Toll the Dead. That's one huge thing alone broke some game balance levels. The newer books just give players more and more stuff, right? So it makes the old game balance completely throws it right out the window. All right, so you will have to buy the new books in order to understand the new changes your players are throwing at you if you're a DM. And if you're a player, you're going to want to buy the new books because your friend has it. And the orcs don't work the same way, and the fighters, wait, they have this? I could do that now? Oh, well, let me get the books so I could do that, right? They want you to buy the new books. They're telling you it's not an edition change. It is. There's enough substantive changes in there. I've read through it, just what they're giving us so far to justify calling it a new edition. You will have to be buying the new books. It is a new edition. Why aren't they telling me that it's a new edition? And why are they lying to me? Because if you knew a new edition is coming out in 2 years, you're not going to buy a damn thing they put out next coming up, right? That's just how it works. They don't want to tell you it's a new edition, right? Back in 3rd edition days, they had planned a 3.5 edition as soon as they were done with 3rd edition. It's written down. Go do some research. It's there. They knew they were coming out with a new edition. Why? Money. They make money. All right. And this playtest shit, they know what they're going to put in there. They might throw some red herrings out there to get people debating or fighting about it, and throw some other things that might really want some feedback or input on. The thing is substantially written. Okay. So it's a ruse to get yourselves with buy-in on this thing, so that they think, oh, this, I've helped participate in the creation of this. No, you didn't really. The thing is written. All right. Pathfinder did the same crap. So bottom line, it is a new edition. You will be buying new books. Why? Because they want the money. Okay. Now, what you're going to find after this shit comes out is a lot of people are going to be fighting. Welcome, if you're new to the game, welcome to the land of edition wars. I'm a proud edition warrior since 1980, whatever, 88, 89, whenever the hell second edition came out, right? A lot of people have been doing it since the 70s when BX and Basic and Beckme and the original OD&D stuff was out, and they came out with Advanced. That's when the first edition wars happened, right? It's been going on forever. What's going to happen is people are going to join in camps, right? They're going to choose their edition of D&D, okay? They're going to say, this is mine, this is how it should be, and all things are based on this standard. I don't like the new stuff. I don't like the changes. I don't like what they did. Blah, 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 blah. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have people fighting all over the damn place about this game, all right? And when the dust settles, there's going to be some people who, well, most, the bulk, are going to go with the new edition because everybody likes the latest shiny, right? And there's going to be some people who say, you know what? I'm good. I'm sticking here, all right? I've had enough. I've done that. I pretty much landed on second edition. I played every edition under the sun over the last almost 40 years, all right? I'm kind of a second edition guy. Do I house rule? Hell yeah. I don't not house rule anything. I house rule every single thing I've ever played, from OD&D to basic BX, Beckme, everything from old school essentials, every AD&D, first, second, I house rule everything. That's what I do, all right? So what you can do is keep playing your third edition. Keep playing your 3.5, your Pathfinder, your 5.0, whatever it is your happy places, keep playing it. Maybe look at the new edition and find stuff you like. I think I dig Tremor Sense. I like the Dwarven Tremor Sense that they're showing they're going to put in this 5.5 or 6, whatever the popular culture is going to end up calling this, right? I'm going to take that and put a version of it, I'm sure a far scaled down version of it, into my second edition game for Dwarves. I kind of like it, right? So that's what you're going to have. But there will be fighting. Wherever the people congregate, whether it's Discord, boards, blogs, if anyone does blogs anymore, still do sometimes, YouTube videos, anything. People are going to be fighting about this. There is no one true way. There is no one perfect way. There's just your way. Figure out what you like, do it, keep doing it, all right? But look at the new stuff that comes out, because there might be something you like in there. Who knows, that you could, hijack and take for your own, all right? The other thing they think about now, this is something we never really had to face, because traditionally Wizards of the Coast has sucked at digital content, right? The first time they tried to do this was with the third edition books. There was a CD. Remember what they are, kids? There was a CD in the back of the book that you could put in there, and it was like a character sheet maker or something. It pre-filled out things. If you play Roll20, it's like that sort of thing, but, it sucked. It was broken. It was buggy. It never got updated with the new stuff that came out. It was terrible, and they just abandoned it. They tried to do some digital shit with fourth edition. I think they would have been happier just burning the money. It would have saved a whole lot of headache, right? Nothing ever came out. Do I trust Wizards of the Coast now can do it? Maybe. I mean, they bought D&D Beyond. I don't even know what the hell D&D Beyond is. This is how old I am. I don't do any of that shit, right? I use Roll20. I play online with Roll20 because over the time of the plague here, we had to get virtual, right? So I get on Roll20 and I play, and I bought it like freaking $400 worth of crap on Roll20 to run my 5e game. And now I'm going to shift it over to second edition. Everything's free, right? And go figure. But anyway, I'm used to that. Digital content, can they do it? There's a lot more people invested in a digital platform. So yeah, I think they're going to actually pull it off this time. Now, think about this. What does that mean for people like on DM's Guild? I bought some good stuff on DM's Guild, I got to say. All right. What does it mean for you guys? Will Wizards of the Coast let you port your crap over to the new digital online platform, whatever it may be called? Will they let you, write stuff for it? Will they charge you to do so? Will they give you subpar ability to do it so that your stuff never looks as good or as flashy, as great as Wizards of the Coast's own stuff, right? I don't know. If they do give you the ability to do that, you better take advantage of it, because if you don't, you're going to fall behind. Nobody's going to buy a plain old PDF of something or a print on demand off a drive-through or a DM's Guild, a subset of drive-through, if you can't also get digital crap, because most of the people are going to be playing digital online, right? That's one thing to think about. So it might change a lot of stuff with DM's Guild. Another thing to think about too is conventions and game store crap. Amazon doesn't care about losing D&D book sales, whatever. But game stores, yeah, that's going to hurt them, man. Who knows what's going to happen there? They're going to be hurt though. Because how are you going to buy digital content at a game store, right? There might be a coupon in there, but if you could do it all online really fast, most people are going to do that. It makes more sense, right? You're gonna have game stores hurt. You're gonna also have maybe conventions hurt, because if everyone starts playing online, why the hell are you gonna go to a convention? I mean, I can foresee a day where, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20 years where new players are like, dice. What the hell are they? Those things that you click a button on the screen and it looks like they roll across the screen? Those things? Yeah, they're called dice, man. I got 60,000 dice here in my house somewhere, right? I got bags and bags. I got dice coming out my ass. There's so much dice. And this is what we do. Once you get addicted to D&D, you start, buying dice. The new generation, what are they going to buy? Digital dice? I don't know. I like my old-fashioned, big old heavy dice. You can hear them. Dice kick ass, right? Now, here's another thing. If you guys, we all played online games, right? Whether Lord of the Rings online or World of Warcraft, or if you're like as old as dirt like me, EverQuest and Meridian 59, right? Even the D&D online game, right? And what's the big thing you do online? You can buy stuff for your guy. Hey, do you want the latest color armor? You could add this color palette to whatever you want. All right, cool. You could do that. Only $2.99. All right, so you buy it, right? So now it's going to be a contest. You want that +1 sword? You want the shiny new thing? You want to jazz up your full plate? Make little decorations and swirly things on them? Okay, $1.99. So now you're going to have a competition. It may be the same armor, but who's going to be the poor kid running around with shit armor getting made fun of? It's like people getting made fun of if they have an iPhone where they have to push the button rather than just swipe, right? It's like that kind of thing, pre-iPhone 8 or whatever the hell it is. So there's going to be a different class demographic. Is that fair? Is that fun? Not really, but it's going to exist. Well, that's another reason why Wizards of the Coast is doing this. It's a license to print money, as Eric Tenkar, my friend, said, right? It's a license to print money online when you're talking about this kind of crap. So this is a whole new thing we've never really seen before. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this shit goes, right? Now, going forward, where's it going to lead? Well, they say this is the last edition. My ass. There'll be a 6th edition, a 7th edition. They may not call it that. They're going to call it something else. I mean, they call this 1 D&D or D&D 1, whatever the hell it's called there. They called it D&D Next when they came out with 5th edition. They've been trying to avoid giving this thing an edition number ever since it came out in, 2014? Everybody calls it 5th edition. Everybody does. It's common knowledge. I think this is going to land at 5th edition revised or 5.5. I don't think it's really a full-blown new edition like 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 is. I think D&D 1 to 2, 1st to 2nd edition, that's kind of should have been a 1.5, right? But this is more like a 5.5, I think. All right, so that's kind of where right now, my thoughts about what you guys are in for. Again, summary: be prepared for edition warring. Be prepared for people telling you you're doing crap wrong. Be prepared for people saying Wizards of the Coast is evil. Hey, they're just trying to make a buck. They got to do what they got to do. Not only that, but whenever a new person comes into Wizards of the Coast, they want to make their mark. They want to make an imprint. They want to move up the corporate ladder. What's the best way to do that? Tear down everything that came before. Show yourself doing something new. Make more money. All right, and they got to make more money because they can't possibly make more than they made over the plague years, these last couple of years, because everybody went online. Everybody was going digital. People were playing in their houses. Fathers and mothers home with their kids who never played before. Like, hey, I played this when I was a kid. Let's see if it still exists. They want the Fandelver box set, right? They're never going to make as much as they did in the last couple of years. They got to change their shit up. They got to do it, right? Anyway, back to the summary. Digital, it's going to be where it's at. Everything is going to be digital. It's going to make money for them. So you got to spend money and then you got to make yourself cooler, right? And DM's Guild, I think they're screwed. And depending on the license they get to do what they used to be doing all this time, I think they're going to be screwed. What's going to happen at Roll20? What's going to happen with this? I don't know. I don't do the other ones. Is it Forge or whatever the hell it's called? Something else. There's a few other ones out there that people use. I don't use, right? But what's going to happen to them? Roll20 is going to be once the new edition comes out and everybody's playing it. I'm going to still have what I bought, a couple $100 worth of crap on my setup there. If I ever want to play a 5th edition game again, it's all there still. I'm not going to play another one, but if I ever wanted to, it's there. So it's all good, but it's not going to be the cool place to be. This is going to be like the freaking ghetto. Right? Everybody's going to be on the new Wizards of the Coast platform. That's where all the cool whiz-bang shit is. I mean, but looking at the video, if that's anything, this Unreal Engine is going to be what they use. That's Unreal. No pun intended. That's going to be pretty freaking cool. It's really like almost like a video game, right? But you're rolling dice to see if you win digitally. right? So that's going to be a thing. Roll20 is going to be a ghetto. Nobody's going to be there except people who play older editions, people who want to move forward, and people who want to play like Call of Cthulhu, all the other different game systems on there. So it's going to be a mess. So that's it, man. That's what you guys are in for. I think it's going to be interesting. It's new times for a lot of you. It's old times for me. I've been doing this shit for 40 years almost, so I know what you're in for. Let me know what you guys think in the video, in the chat, in the comments, and give it a thumbs up. Share it around to some other people who may be in for a shock. They would have never seen this before, and I'm curious what you all think about this. All right, thanks very much, and subscribe if you want to see what happens in my second edition campaign. The other thing too, guys, there's other editions out there for all you new guys. There's older editions I think you might like. They're simpler. They're not as number crunchy. First edition, second edition, get old school essentials if you want a good starting point. It's the old BX thing. If you want something, you could still play second edition. First edition, get Osric or get Adventures Dark and Deep with Joe Block's second edition clone. All right, what second edition would have been under Gygax, right? There's so many different clones and retro clones and editions out there. Hyperborea by Jeff Talanian. It used to be called Astonishing Sorcerers of Hyperborea. Check it all out. I mean, a lot of times that's what happens with edition wars. What happened with fifth edition, fourth edition rather, when it came out, is a lot of people saw that monstrosity, that abomination of whatever the hell it was, and said, screw this ain't D&D to me. It's not my D&D. And they said, you know what? Shit, when I started this game back in the 80s and 90s, it was a whole different thing. I'm going to try that old thing. I'm going to go find my red box. I'm going to go get my old dice. I'm going to get the old books. They tried it and they liked it. And what did we have? Because of fourth edition, we had the old school Renaissance. I was there, feet on the street. It was there in the middle of the bullshit. As we were all figuring stuff out on blogs and over on Google Plus and whatnot. We helped influence fifth edition. So take this time as an opportunity to look back at older editions and say, yeah, if I'm going to change it up, I might as well go look a little bit older. Let's see what these old games are all about. Let's see what these old bastards keep talking about and bragging about, So give it a shot. You got nothing to lose, right? You got nothing to lose. And by all means, don't buy anything new fifth edition, though, because trust me, it ain't going to work for your new shit. I mean, as it is now, look at things like the original Dragon modules, the Adventurers, the 2-book ones. If you play that stuff with characters now under 5th edition, they're using all the latest, greatest books they've come out with. There's these new guys, the new stuff that come out in these new books makes those guys, these PCs, so overpowered that they'll blow through those adventures like they're not even there. They're already in balance, right? So anything you buy now, it's not gonna work as written for the new edition 5.5. You might as well just wait, see what the hell they come out with. All right, so yeah, screw you, Wizards of the Coast. I just hurt you hopefully for $5 or $10. Anyway, guys, that's about it. I will talk to you later. Subscribe if you like it, share it, and have a great day. Bye-bye.